Well, hello and welcome back. I've really gotten used to just bringing you my what have I been up to this week. So, this is pretty nice to kind of give myself some accountability and to make sure that I don't lose contact with you because I really have been enjoying it. But let's go ahead and get started. Pretty quick video today because I don't have a whole lot to show, but I will show you what I've made progress on. Welcome or welcome back to Beyond Swatches. We are at the end of another week. I was supposed to record yesterday. I don't exactly remember why I didn't, but I know Walmart happened and Walmart sucks up the rest of your day and your life and you just feel exhausted when you come back. So that probably was just it. I had to do some grocery shopping, had to get things for the house. I bought myself a new office chair. A desk chair. It's really in my dining room, but whatever. But yeah, so let's jump into just the two things that I have going on this week. Technically three if you count this blanket. This is forever a long-term project for me, I guess. But yeah, so let's just talk about that. Not a whole lot to share this week. It's been pretty uneventful, which is good. I recasted on the first sweater by Hive Knits, and I recasted it on because I really want this sweater. And I was reading through her pattern again, and I gotta tell you, I don't remember how much that pattern was. It might have been $9, this US dollars. It might have been 9, it could have been 10, but that pattern is so detailed and written so well that it's worth every single penny, if not more. It's broken, like she has it to where you have your introduction, you have your abbreviations. She has like videos for each type of thing. So there's German short rows, there's a video for that. The tubular sewn bind off, there's a video for that. Like it's really detailed. I love that she gives you explanations along the way within the pattern, you know, a tip here and a tip there, all really helpful. If you remember when I mentioned this before, I cast it on with the Happy Place yarn and I just wasn't feeling it. I'm going to chalk it up to, I must have been PMSing that week and everything was just ugh to me. So, because I casted it on again and I love it. It feels like, I don't know, if you've used this Happy Place yarn, let me know in the comments if I'm bugging, because what it feels like to me, it almost feels fake. Like it can't be this soft, or it just can't be this smooth. And I don't know, like it's a feeling on these needles that, I don't know, it's really quote unquote my happy place. It really is. So I casted it on again. I went in with a different mindset, aka things was done, so I was clear-headed at this point. And I'm really enjoying it. Let's go back about 2 days, because 2 days ago I ripped this thing all the way out. I got the collar done, and like I was starting the short row section, and I don't know what I misread, I don't know what I did wrong, I don't know what I did, but what I know for sure is where it would say purl one, knit one, I'm looking at stitches that are telling me I need to knit one, purl one. And I was like, but I'm following the directions, so what did I do wrong? And I ended up just frogging the whole thing back. As a side point, are you a frogger? Like, do you feel regret when you frog a project, or do you just embrace the frogging for what it is? Do you frog because you made a mistake? Do you frog because you want to go back and get it right? Or do you frog it because you're just not feeling it no more? Like for me, I have frog projects when they were just about done, but I tried it on and I didn't like the way that it was fitting, and I felt no type of way about it, because ultimately I want to end with something that I will wear and that I want to wear outside and enjoy. So I'll frog a project in a heartbeat. hence the reason why there's probably all these unfinished projects stuck in different baskets around here, because I just stopped caring about them, you know. But I'm glad I went back to this sweater because I am loving this. It has fisherman's rib sleeves. The pattern, you know, I'll put a picture up. But it has fisherman's rib sleeves, so that's that part right there. I'm currently working, I think, on the back, and so these are the German short rows that's going on, and then it comes around to the other sleeve, which fisherman's rib sleeves, or half rib I think they might call it also, is such a squishy, I don't know, like luxurious fit. Like, it feels really good. And then this is the front collar. So the only thing that I'm a little concerned about with this sweater is the collar. And it's mainly because this is a cotton and wool blend, so it really doesn't have a whole lot of structure. Like, it looks like it's just gonna fan out. So I'm pretty sure I will be adding some elastic to the ribbing, because I don't think it's gonna hold it up for me. As far as modifications go, the only thing I didn't do a folded collar because I don't like them, and I didn't make this 4 inches long because I don't like those. So this is just about 1 inch long, I believe, and that's fine. Now I will say, because it is 1 inch long, you kind of lose the definition between the neck and where the ribbing starts on the sleeves, but I don't think that part is going to be too bad. It'll just look like it's starting up here instead of down here. I just don't like, I don't want that. Anyway, and so with this pattern, what I had to do, and I still don't know exactly what I did wrong the first time I did this, but what I realized when I was working from my app, I was using GoodNotes. Originally, I was trying to use my row counter, but in my row counter, you're not able to make notes as you go, whereas in GoodNotes, because it's more like a PDF type of deal, I have to show you on a free pattern. Hold on, because I can't show you that one. But in my GoodNotes app, you see how the directions are? For this German short row thing, because it's a lot going on, I was literally doing it by section. So it would say purl to the next marker. I would take my pen thing and I would dash a line out like that, right? And then I would do whatever the next thing, and it says like slip the marker and knit 3. So we're going to slip the marker, knit 3, did that, and then I'd mark that again. And then I would just have the whole paragraph of directions marked out, and I knew I didn't miss anything, and I knew I didn't do anything opposite, wrong, read the wrong line, etc. I'm just following the dashes, you know. So that was very, very helpful. So now I've made progress, and I just love the feel of this yarn. It feels so good, you know. I didn't think I was gonna like it in a garment, and like I said, PMS week, I wasn't feeling it. But I think I was just, I don't know what I was going through. We're not going to make no excuses for PMS Tiffany. PMS Tiffany is a whole different person. She's special. But anyway, so that's my sweater. I'm hoping that by next week I'll have some good progress going, because I really do enjoy working on this. And unfortunately, I'm at a section where I can't mindlessly knit it. I need to still pay attention to the directions for all the short row turns, which they're not hard. They're just, I need to pay attention. So yeah, so that's that. And then the last thing that I have going on is my Nurture bralette, which I'm really surprised that I'm liking or / almost loving this project as much as I am. But I think it's because it's such a challenging project that it has me really engaged, and it kind of takes my brain away from other things as far as like stressful stuff, you know, and it has me really focused. So I'm really concentrating on this. I'm looking forward to working on it, you know. So here's the progress on that. Last we spoke about this bralette, I think I only had two straps And did I have an I-cord yet? I think I had an I-cord and I had to rip it out because I did it too long. Well, here we go. We got the official back. I have the back. I'm working on the left front now. But this is the back of it. So that'll be behind me. And this is the back underarm on this side. And on this side, it's not connected yet, right? But you basically pick up from the provisional cast on down here, and then you start expanding to make your front cup. Well, the top of the front cup, like right here, the part that goes to the underarm. So that's what I'm doing now. I can tell this is going to be quite the project when it comes to actually doing like the side body and all that, because I was looking through the instructions and I was like, we're just going to try to enjoy this every step of the way. Like, I'm not going to look ahead again because it was looking a little like, oh, you sure about this? So this is definitely making me feel like I'm upping the ante a little bit on my knitting skills. And I keep saying it all the time, but knitting, honestly, once you know how to knit, purl, and you kind of got the basics of the yarn over and this and that, even for things that you're not too sure of, you can still literally make any project. It may just take you a while to do it because you gotta get used to it, right? But you can do anything as far as knitting goes, so long as you know how to cast on. You make a knit stitch, you make a purl stitch. What else is there really? Except understanding the other techniques that are involved, and just the practice and making sure it looks smooth and it comes out the way, how, you know, either how the designer put it in the pattern or how you want it to come out. So I never tell myself I can't do this. I will say there are some projects where I'm just like, I don't feel like dealing with this right now. And that's what this was in the very beginning. When I first tried to cast this on, I was like, oh no, I can't deal right now. But as it turns out, it's really, like I keep saying, it's an engaging project because it's making me think, it's making me focus. And anytime I have to think or focus in the regular outside world, I'm just like, I'm tired. But this has been it's been a nice break from outside life, which the most stressful thing that I have going on these days is just work, honestly. Yeah. I mean, I'm thankful to have a job, of course, but as the company goes through its own types of transition and all that, us, the little worker bees, are like trying to keep up, and they don't know what they're doing, so we don't know, but yet we're held accountable for the things that they didn't tell us, you know. Oh, I look forward to retirement. And I'm nowhere near it, but I sure look forward to it. But anyway, so those are the two projects, plus my blanket, of course, which I'm not going to dig it out because I think I finished one other square, so nothing new to report. I'm still working on it. And then the last thing is, and I would like to hear from anyone who has test knitted before, if you've ever done a test knit and you just wasn't able to finish it. I wanted to finish this test knit. I just could not do it. I felt really overwhelmed. I mean, I did tell the designer, she knew ahead of time, so it's not like I'm stiffing the poor woman, you know what I mean? And I probably, if she told me to pay for the pattern, I'd do that too. That part doesn't, I'm not that type of person. But I just could not deal well with the way the test knit was going, and it was becoming more frustrating than it was fun. And like I said, I already got work drama going on. Not drama, but there's already work stress. And even though technically, you know, taking on a test knit is like taking on a little side job, at least that's how I view it, it was starting to feel more like a chore. And so here's the reason why. This particular test knit was done on Ravelry, and I'm not a Ravelry user, really. I can get my patterns from there, but I'm not a Ravelry user. And she had a thread going, which I jumped in, and then people were, I guess this is just the way it goes, maybe with Ravelry or other places, I don't know. One lady, by the time I got in on day 2, she was like, okay, I finished the first half. I'm like, what? God, like I am slacking. So, I mean, it's twofold. I kind of felt like at the point where I jumped in and was able to kind of get going, four other people were just about done. So I'm like, do you even really need my input? Because they also were pointing out all of these corrections. And with the corrections that were being listed, and I'm coming in on the back end of the test, it was really hard to figure out what was the actual correction, where did it go. There were several places where changes needed to be made, and I was having a hard time keeping up with the back and forth of the conversation thread. And then it was said, I'll put all the changes in the main post, and 2 days later they weren't there. And I was just like, I can't function this way. This is a little too chaotic for me. What I noticed with other testnets that I would run into is if there was corrections, then it was like a new document would go out in the form of an email, or there would be like a separate email document, or a Google form or something, and they would kind of list the changes as they go. That way we can refer to the document, row 1, section 2, whatever. And because this wasn't going that way, it was making me feel like this inside. And I was just like, I want to finish this, but I don't have the brain space to think this through. And I fault myself for that, because quite honestly, as much as I love the idea of test knitting, I don't think it's for me. I don't think test knitting is for me because of the deadline that's attached to a test knit. I think if anything, I would be better as maybe it's a sample knitter. Maybe is that a thing? I think the ones who make the garment or the whatever, maybe that's more of what I'm looking for, and not test knitting, because, and this was not a hard pattern. So I don't understand why there was so many things that was wrong. Is it because it was really a rough draft? But I don't think so, because the way how I understood it, this pattern was supposed to be released in a couple of weeks. And I'm like, we got a lot of corrections to make. And are you sure about this? It didn't seem like it was fully finished or executed correctly. So, and then there was a time zone difference between where the designer is and where we are. And so it's like, okay, you write a message. I obviously am very bothered by this because I'm still talking about it. But all of that to say, I did not finish this test knit, and it really has me bummed, because I'm not a person who likes to kind of give up on things like that. But I also am in this new headspace of, if it's not giving me joy and it's causing me any type of negative feeling, then we're just gonna have to cut it loose and let it go. And then coupled with other things happening with work, it just wasn't gonna get done in time. And I really felt so bad, but it had to be done. So that was that. And that was the only other thing that I had going on, was the test knit, and I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. So with that, that's all the updates that I have as far as projects go. I did notice my subscriber count is going up. I'm almost at that 500, which is like, what? I remember when I was excited at 100, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe there's 100 people. I think it needs like 3,000 watch hours, which I don't have enough videos for 3,000 watch hours. So it's just enough for me to know that so many people have already subscribed to the channel. I'm hoping that I can keep this up. I really do enjoy it. I've kind of gotten used to the idea of meeting up with you every weekend. So I actually enjoy it, and it's pretty cool. What I plan to do next week, which is really work on, I would love to be able to split for sleeves by the next time we speak. That would be awesome. I would love to be able to have joined in the round on this one. That would be a miracle. That would be a full-blown miracle. But yeah, the only other thing I got going on that I want to take care of this week is get rid of some yarn. I mean, just get rid of it. I've been kind of hemming and hawing with the idea of posting like mystery bags on Facebook or my Shopify, but I think I'm gonna end up just taking it to Goodwill. I think so. only because I just don't want to deal with it. I want it out. I can feel every time I look at it, I'm not inspired by it, you know. There's a lot of yarns that I bought from stores that were maybe on clearance, or, you know, I don't know, just wanted to have it because it was a good price. But they're still sitting here, and it's been years, and I have no intention of using it. I don't even know what I would use it for. And at this point in my knitting journey, I can now say for sure what I like and don't like. And there's certain acrylic yarns that I really just don't like. I like some, I just don't like all. And the ones that I don't like are sitting in that cabinet. So it's time to purge. I want to get rid of it. I want to fill this curio cabinet with some good stuff, you know. And that'll be all that I'm really working on this week. Clean out my cabinet, get rid of the excess. I will probably be documenting most of that on Instagram if you would like to follow along with that. Oh, you see this little guy back here? I made this for my daughter. And she needs to hurry up and come and get it. Not because I'm going to sell it or anything, but it's just sitting here. This is made out of that Malabrigo Rasta. And this is the, is it called Tiny Hearts beanie by CJ Designs? I think it's Tiny Hearts or Floating Hearts. I don't know, something like that. And it's so cute. It's just a basic little dot pattern, and I put a little black pom-pom on it for her. And so yeah, that's her hat. But that is all, my friends. I appreciate you stopping by. Yes, it's a shorter video than usual, but that's all I got to say. So I will see you next week. I appreciate you again, and have a great week. Hold on to your peace.